What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best fullbacks in FC24. There's a decent amount to go through now, and there is multiple top-end choices. We are seeing the biggest upgrades for footies. The team in the tournament was fantastic for some. The path to glories, and just in general, the festival of football took it to a new level, which I thought would happen. Obviously, team of the season was that starting catalyst for it, and now we're starting to see the top ends. I'll be interested to kind of get the final upgrades for some of them, as obviously we're only been 1 week into footies so far, so let's jump straight into it. There is a lot that obviously are now a bit outdated, which is to be fair enough, like there's not a lot we can do about that, and there is some that have just exceeded expectations on an absolute tenfold. If I was looking at one of them, I think Walker is one of them. He is incredible. He's obviously got the playstyle pluses down to a T. Rapid, relentless, it's okay, slide tackle and jockey. The only thing I suppose he could be missing is if you change relentless for something like a whipped pass, he could then be a stay back, right back, or he could be a right wing back that bombs up and down the wings as well. But I do think with a lot of these players, body type, skill move, weak foot to some extent, and then playstyle plus are the main thing that's going to be looked at. Because if you was to look at the difference between, say Klaus and Walker, you've obviously got Walker coming in with the 99 pace. If we head over to Footbin as well, if then you was to throw in a cheeky Klaus, and this is pretty much most of them also. So for instance, you look at them, both maxed out pace, fantastic. Shooting, it's a decent level for a fullback. 91 passing versus 93, 91 versus 93, 92, 92, and 94, 89. They are pretty much identical in that sense, like most fullbacks are. Like if we look at someone like Carfu, I know he's a high rated as well. We've got incredible pace, shooting's up there, passing's good, dribbling's good, defending's good, physical's good. There is only a handful of different kind of metrics that we can actually go off now. It goes to height, body type, a weak foot. I think skill move is one of them that if you get it, fair enough. If not, as long as we've got the 5-star weak foot, that is absolutely fine. You then looking at maybe run types, the acceleration types, and then it all comes down to the playstyle pluses. It's what we've seen for the past few months is going from the double to the triple was big, and then going from triple to quadruple is big as well, and it matters on what you've got. If you've got press proven, relentless, long ball throw and dead ball, that card is basically a 1 or 2 playstyle plus card. If you've got for a centre back, for instance, anticipate, aerial, slide tackle, and press proven, or jockey, or I don't even know what the other one is, intercept, that's going to be much better than the previous playstyle pluses. So it is a big factor in this, and it's something that you've kind of got to play with these cards. I think I've done pretty much most of these left back and right backs now. We've been through so many. Another big fan favorite of mine is Captavia. Absolutely love the card. The upgrade is exactly what he needed, as he had 0 upgrades since then. So it's nice to see him finally back in the game, and actually at the top of the game as well. Last year he had been up there from that World Cup card for a long time, and then now we're starting to see him back up there as well. When it comes to Trent, now Trent's a funny one because I do like his card, I just don't like him at a right back. He's got some very decent stats, but I do think centre mid is always calling for him specifically. It's just his general body type and how he plays, he's always been better as a centre mid. That shapeshifter version we got, it's the same as a Tal, it's the same as a Cunha. They are all so much better in that shapeshifter role, and hopefully we do see that at some point. I don't know if the Festival of Foot has taken over the shapeshifter period. I don't know if we're going to see it after footies. It probably won't happen, but it will be interesting. Now, I think Trent as a right back is decent, but I'd probably stick with the A+ in my opinion. If you're looking for coins to improve your team, head over to lootbar.gg for the most reliable and also the best coins around. Also, they have incredible 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using JT11 to get 8% off coupon. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also, with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. And to be honest, with a lot of the team of the seasons, they've pretty much hit the bottom now. Like we look at like a Vasquez, we look at a Tavernier. The stats are very good, but not having a quadruple playstyle plus, even Vasquez not having the triple playstyle plus, then maybe not necessarily being the same rating, so the stats are a little bit lower, the skill move's not quite there. It is going to drop a lot of these to the bottom side of stuff, really. Obviously, when it comes to like a Teo, he's had multiple cards, and to be honest, when we look through the versions now, when we look at the team of the year, the pricing is most definitely dramatically low. But he's still got the stats of that upgrade. Now, I do think most of the team of the years now are in the lower category. I must admit, some of them are still up there, like a Virgil, not a Virgil van Dijk, No, it is Virgil. It is Virgil. I was thinking that. I was like, is he? I had a panic. I was like, did he get a team of the year? Of course he did. A Virgil van Dijk is still going to be fantastic because his body type and just him as a player, it'd be like an Mbappe going from, like, say if he got a 93 team of the year, he would still be very meta relevant because of how truly good the normal base card is. Whereas when we look at most of the team of years, you look at someone like, for instance, I know we've got, well, apparently I can't type. If we've got someone like Battle, she's going to be absolutely non-existent for 148k because realistically, she doesn't have it. Whereas someone like Sakina would definitely be a little bit more expensive, but not by much. Because again, she's got better cards out there. The team of the season's there. Yeah, that's what I mean, 175. I did think 300 was quite expensive for her, but 175 for her makes sense. A little bit higher because she is a little bit more meta relevant. But now, especially with the amount of cards we've got, like, if I think of, who should we go with? Someone like Grimaldo, because he's absolutely brand new for a 97. Oh, wow, okay, maybe not. He's a bit more expensive than I thought. I'm trying to think of, in fact, let's go over to the left backs and see the pricing, because I'm pretty sure someone like, would it be Klaus or was he? I think he might have been cheaper. So we got Teo, obviously massively expensive. Even Carvajal for a 98 to 855 is an absolute steal. We look at Mendy's going to be expensive, but someone like a Navas, in fact. If I can get a very good quadruple playstyle plus, only Trickster that I'd probably change there. Pretty much as maxed out stats as you can in most of the areas. Dribbling, passing, pace, good amount of defending. It's physical that's the lack inside. But only get them for 220k, where I can get a 95 with 1 or 2 play style pluses that don't really benefit the right back for literally 50k cheaper. You know where you're going. And once they get re-released, at the minute they're holding on. I think there's only a couple of the team of the years in, so it does make the big difference there. So when I'm looking at these team of the years, I'd go Hernandez in the A+. I think that's been very lenient for him because I do like him as his body type this year. I think his base card was fantastic. 97's obviously going at the top. That one is without a question. I'd say Battle would be going to the bottom, to be honest, same as Charles. Apparently I've got it twice just in case. McCabe would be at the bottom, definitely. If we keep looking, Frimpong. To be fair, I do like Frimpong mainly for the pace stats and kind of going in with that dribbling. Very, very top end right back, but he will start to drop very quickly, especially when his card does get the big upgrade that he deserves. Didn't get anything during the Festival of Foot. Obviously, didn't really play too much for the Netherlands. They did prefer... Who did they prefer? They preferred somebody else over him as their right back. Cannot remember. Leave it in the comments. It was like a couple of weeks ago. How can I not remember? No, it's gone from me. Yeah, I feel like it was somebody that's been there a little bit longer, but in general, they don't. Let's have a look at Footbin. I wonder if I can find it on Footbin rather than going through. So go Netherlands. What right backs do they have? Because he's got to have a card still. Teze, no. Frimpong, no. Oh, it was Dumfries. Of course it was. See, I knew that I'd find it eventually, but Dumfries. So Dumfries played a lot more in the Euros, so I don't know if that had any hindrance on Frimpong actually getting a card. Teze will go at the bottom. Thiago Santos, Ben White. To be fair, could do with a footies version of him as well. This is the point now, because we've had a few footies, like if we look through them, we've obviously had Undogi, we've had Reece James, Grimaldo, and Alex Scott. 3 of the 4 are free cards, which is nuts. Grimaldo obviously coming in at 1 million coins. Really like the upgrade. Deadball Plus is the only thing that I'm like, they could have just gone for something different. We don't need the Deadball Plus on him, really. Whereas Reece James was unbelievable SBC for his ultimate birthday. This card is an absolute must-do. The Footies Cup It's very simple to do. You should be able to get it done. Regardless of if you're very good at the game or bad, there is no match cap. As soon as you concede, just leave. It's quite a simple one. And eventually, you will find someone that you can beat and you will get through it. You've got 2 weeks to get it done. He is an absolute must. When we look at Grimaldo, I think he's up there as well. It's only that one playstyle plus that I'd kind of go against. The only other thing that I would suggest with Grimaldo is he's looking a pretty tasty centre mid, I'm not going to lie. People are obviously going for the anchor, gladiator or backbone. The anchor's going to give yourself the 99 pace, 97, 95. But when we look at the centre mid potentials of him, 98 on the dribbling, 96 passing, defending's pretty much up there, and even shooting, like it's only the finishing, which I don't need from a centre mid. It's not a bad option for him, so I think he's got a very decent multiple position that he can go for. When we look at Ndogi, he's one after the first free card, so you should be able to have got him by now. I'm pretty sure people are at Al Waran by now, so you should be either coming up to him or you should have got him by now. Another fantastic card. Don't know if I'd quite go S+. I think left backs especially are a little bit more difficult to come across of that sort of nature. Like we've already got Teo in there, Capdevia, Mendy's obviously going to be in there, Alphonso Davies. I don't think he's going to be able to hold that torch to them, to be honest. He's a very good free card, but I think James takes the heat on that one. We also do have Alex Scott, so another right back that we could potentially get. Decent card, nothing too crazy. Anticipate, block, incisive, and also relentless. At the very minimum, it's a nice free card. I would absolutely say that. I wouldn't quite go into the S+. I'd be looking at a solid S, if I'm being honest. Same with Ashley Cole. I think he's going to be up there. Ake, I liked the multiple positions from him. I do like him as a centre-back, to be honest. I think he's okay, but most definitely the whipped pass is going to come in handy on that left-back role. It's just there's no pace abuse on him. He really needs a bit more like a quick step, a rapid, if he's going to play that left wing-back role. And then if we look through a few of the more oldie but goldies, I think Baka could still do a shift. Zambrotta... I mean, he's decent. He's a very, very good card. But I do think... Oh, in fact, he's got a Galazzo. Where's his Galazzo at? It wasn't his Galazzo. It's the Great to the Game. It's because normally I take out the older version if they're not quite as relevant. Which, to be honest, yeah, this one most definitely isn't really. Let's be honest here. We're looking at 136 for the 93 or 27k for the 91. Now, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they could have had an upgrade. So we're looking at... decent upgrade. He gets pinged past an aerial. I mean, it's definitely not terrible. I'd always take an upgrade there, but we're not going off the evolution here. I'd probably go something like that for him. Carlos Alberto, again, very similar vibe. He does need the upgrade now. Yan Cuto, love the card. Ever since he got the Future Star, oh no, it was the Fantasy. I think I do that every time. He got the Fantasy, and you knew full well that potentially in the future he could have had a really nice card. Like the stats at that point in the game for a right back that's come out of nowhere, gone from a 72 to a 90, was fantastic. I'm really glad they actually gave him another big upgrade because he was brilliant on the ball. Wan-Bissaka would drop him down a little bit. Mukiele was fantastic. I think for him, he was a really nice one to have as the Showdown Plus as well, because you can even make him into the 94 duos as well. Whether you've obviously got the Showdown Winners boost. I'd say the duos, if you've got him as an SBC, that's not a bad card whatsoever, but if I'm taking him on base value, I think he's decent enough, but he's definitely dropping down that little bit more. Jordi Alba, probably at the bottom now, if I'm being honest. Bon Pastor, great evolution. I think somebody said this on an SBC video. Very, very good evolution that you can go for. You can make her into a 96 superhero now. Obviously going from 94 to 97, 87 on the physical. Just a very nice upgrade, getting the quadruple playstyle plus. But I do think with her especially, it wasn't necessarily that the SBC is not worth it. It's just 288k. It's one of them hard ones. I'm like, I'd rather just go and do a Reece James, go and try and get a Dogi and not have to waste that amount of fodder. Go and finish off Modric for half the price there. So I do think in terms of the potential that she's got, definitely up there, but only if you've already got her, in my opinion. DeMarco, DeMarco is decent enough. I'd go there, to be honest. I don't think he's quite up there in my opinion. I think Kimmich needed to be better, if I'm being brutally honest for him. He really needed to have a better upgrade. I think for a 96, he's got himself the nice playstyle pluses, which I think enables him to be up there. The 5-star weak foot's great, but I like him as a CDM more. If I'm being truthful for him, a CDM suits him so much better than a right back. Calafiore, definitely up there. Monos. Christ. What's his first name? Daniel. Love it. Daniel. Nice and easy. 94. Aerial, trickster, whipped pass, slide tackle. Absolutely top there. Going to be more A+, but I could see him in the next batch of footies if we get another 2 left backs, another 2 right backs. Most people will have to shift down because the level of fodder there is just going to be absolutely rich. Cucurella, another good centre mid, to be honest. Again, he's got himself the stats across the board. Like most cards now, he's got 90 everything. That's a great centre mid right there. You whack something like an anchor on him, I can imagine. I'd imagine a lot of people are going anchor or shadow. The shadow might be a bit overkill, to be honest. 97, 96. I'd rather get the 95 on the physicality as well. Max out the aggression. You're looking decent, but even as a CDM, 96 overall, better than the left back. It's definitely something to think of when you're looking at these cards now. When it comes to it, I think he's up there, but he's not S+, definitely. Same as Lizarazu. I'd say the Chelsea flashbacks coming down. Trippier was such a waste of time. Genuinely rubbish card. He just doesn't play well in game. And they've put him left back, which is just an insult to injury. Olga, a little bit better than the kind of bottom tier here. Wendell, definitely an A+. I think that card for me, if he went all the way, could have been one of the best left backs in the game. From his FC Pro card that he got, it was one of the best, one of the best SBCs that were lot. Was it him? No, it weren't. It was another Brazilian. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who it was now, but there was another left back who was Brazilian that got a pro card. Lodi. That, if he got the upgrade, that's what we were looking for, not Wendell. Wendell can go in the bin. No, I'm joking. Wendell's still a very good card nonetheless. And then we kind of get into the final few. I think Anya, decent card, but not enough to carry on now. Zanetti, in my opinion, very much like Kimmich. I'd probably, in fact, drag Kimmich down one. I'm not a big fan of them at right back. CDM, they are S material easily, but at right back, I'm personally not a big fan of them. Carfu will obviously go into the top end. I think Cancelo will be due a footies at some point. I think for him, he goes up into the S, but no more. Estepina, he's got to go down one. Sakina, I do like her as a card. Where have I put Battle? Yeah, she's one above Battle, definitely. Montiel would be A+. Nuno Mendes into the S. And then, to be fair, I think Navas as a right back could go to... No, we'll go one more. We'll be safe with him. I think he's up there, but I do prefer the options. Reece James has taken his spot, in my opinion. Carfu's up there. Klaus is definitely up there, and Walker would be one of my best shouts, really. Carvajal as well is up there. And to be honest, I'd probably say the same of the left backs. I think when it comes to left backs versus right backs, left backs have got more of that wow factor, but when we look at them individually, they've all got such a nice card. Like, obviously, Teo has a couple. You've obviously got Capdevia as the hero. I don't think the right backs have that. Like, Reece James is definitely up there now. Walker was a great upgrade, but I think mainly because he got to the final. Carfu would always be up there at top 3. Klaus has just been teetering on the end. And then Carvajal, to be honest, I didn't even imagine him to get to a 98, if I'm being honest. He really just went up there. So it's a shame he weren't a path to glory, because he could have potentially got the 5-5 as well. But it is what it is with it. But that's going to be my fullbacks. Let me know down below what you agree, disagree, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Let me know your fullbacks.